We have a very active funding strategy again this year. As you know, we've issued over the years in 19 different currencies. So this year we're also looking at different markets and different currencies in which to issue. So far the year has started out very well. We've concentrated a great deal on the euro markets. We've done 2 benchmark issues this year in euros. We've also done some other local currencies. So far, we've completed about 60–70% of our funding program, but we still have a bit more to go to complete the 4 billion program that we have this year. Our funding strategy is aimed at optimizing costs. Through a combination of benchmark issues in the euro market and the US market, as well as through opportunistic issues in the different local currencies that I mentioned before, or other markets that afford us savings opportunities by swapping back to dollars. So what could hold us back is if the swap markets don't work as efficiently. And that would mean that it would not be as cost efficient to borrow in one or another market. We would then prefer to wait for a better time. And we can afford to do that because, as I mentioned, we do a great deal of pre-funding. That's very common for supranational institutions. So that gives us the flexibility of being able to enter the market when conditions are right, or withhold if they're not. So we're very cost sensitive. So if the swap market back to US dollars, we swap all our funding back to US dollars. If it doesn't work, then we'll search for another market where it may work or where we may have other competitive advantages. We're going to be focusing a great deal in 3 areas. Infrastructure, which is an area that we have been looking at for many years, will continue to be a priority. This time with a great deal of emphasis in energy, clean energies, renewable energies, energy efficiency. We're going to do a lot of that. We're going to see mass transit systems, metros, as an important priority. Airports and ports will also be important. On other aspects, water, which is water treatment, water distribution, which is an area that we entered into about 15 years ago in a very active way. We now have a great deal of experience in water projects, and we're servicing many mid-sized cities throughout Latin America and the larger cities too with the water programs. So that's going to be another area of priority. Latin America is an emerging continent. It's been an emerging continent for a long time, but it's a maturing emerging continent. So when you look at Latin America overall, after the many crises that Latin America has had to endure in the recent past, Latin America has come out strengthened in terms of its institutions, in terms of its democracy, in terms of its economy. Excluding one or another outlier country, the majority of the countries have been following more open economies, have been strengthening their central banks, their supervision authorities. You have stronger banking systems, and gradually improving their competitiveness in manufacturing, and of course continuing with their important presence in commodity production. Both oil, minerals, gas continue to be important, as well as important agricultural products. So there are plenty of opportunities to invest in Latin America, and we have to take advantage of that.